Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I didn't think I was gonna say this, but No Man's Sky is great. I got this game when it first came out and it was really bad. So I stopped playing the game and didn't start thinking about it until after I heard about this new update. But I'm really glad to see the way that these developers just kept at it. Now, it does have its moments where it gets frustrating, but overall, I've been having a good time. And it also helps that I love space too. Let's talk about the story. So you start off stranded on a planet, and usually it always has a harsh environment when you start off, and you need to get the materials to get your ship fixed. The start of the game is pretty much a tutorial that shows you the basics of the game, like how to build the base, craft items and materials. And depending on the type of planet you're on, it could probably take you like maybe 20-30 minutes. It took me like 15 to 20 minutes and I had my ship up and running, and I was out to explore the universe. I went and visited most of the space stations, shopped a little bit, then headed back out to explore and mine for materials. There's a couple other things, but I don't want to spoil it for you because some of them are pretty cool to see. Let's talk about the world. I guess in this case we can say let's talk about the universe. So No Man's Sky isn't just one universe. It has 18 quintillion planets, each procedurally generated. Each one of those dots that you see are a universe that you can visit. The one thing that I really loved was the art style of No Man's Sky. It's based off a 1970 retro sci-fi style. So when going to these worlds, some of them look really great. And it helps that the lighting is also pretty decent. And there's so many different planets to explore. Heck, I was on an all-metal planet today, and there's some planets that have giant sand monsters and many other creatures that sometimes look kind of dumb, but then there are those that actually look pretty cool. Oh, and you can tame every animal and also mount every animal. Now, I thought that was dope, but it gets kind of wonky controlling them. So I preferred getting in my exocrafts because they just seemed a lot easier to deal with. Let's talk about the gameplay. So there's a lot to talk about. They've had so many updates, from introducing freighters, expeditions, the Nexus hub, and then there's so many other ones. Oh, and they did all of them for free. Yeah, for free. With the addition of Nexus, you can group up with randos or go in as a group to do missions. If you want, you can also do them alone. There's also missions you can take in the many different space stations throughout the many different universes out there. They even have factions that you can raise your standing with, so that way you could take on other missions, like smuggling illegal goods or killing the creatures on the planet. No Man's Sky has a lot to do. And I haven't even talked about freighter missions. Now, don't worry, the game literally walks you through all of this. Now, some new players might find all of this a lot to take in, but if you just stick to the missions, you understand the game. Let's talk about the combat. So combat in No Man's Sky is actually a strong point for me. The dogfighting is really fun, and it never gets old just seeing ships warping in and out of hyperdrive. Now, the ground combat is good, but the skies is where the game shines. If you're not careful, you will die. But after you upgrade your ship, you'll be taking them out in no time. I also suggest keeping the same type of weapon modules together when slotting them into the tech slot. Some planets will also have sentinels that will attack you on sight. They also have a notoriety system, like GTA, where if you shoot the sentinels, they send bigger ones after you. The ground combat isn't bad. They have different modes on your gun that you can switch, and each of them doing its own different attacks. There's also upgrades you can put on your multi-tool that gives you more damage, keeps your weapon cool, and many other things. Now, as good as I've been talking about the game, this brings me to everybody's favorite part. Let's talk about the cons. So my first complaint is the game can get a little buggy at times. I ran into a problem when I was flying into the Nexus and my ship got stuck, and then I had to reload my file. My second complaint is multiplayer has this weird bug when somebody jumps into your session and then leaves the game still decides to think that they're still in it. So if somebody new is trying to join in, they're not able to. My third complaint is not really a complaint. I just wish it was in the game, but multi-crew ships. Or even if you can't give a stat, at least let a group be able to ride inside of the exocrafts together. My fourth complaint is if you're a new player and jump into somebody else's game, you're not going to be able to do the mission that you're on. Now, they do have a reload mission in the system that you're in button, but sometimes it doesn't work. But the way to get out of that is to leave their game and you just load up your own single player game, since the game doesn't save your location when you're in multiplayer. No Man's Sky is in a very good place. I can strongly suggest this game. From finding ships to dogfights in the skies, I give No Man's Sky a 8.5 out of 10. You guys should definitely check this one out. Also, join the Discord, the link is in the description below. Let me know down in the comments if you like No Man's Sky. Are you having fun with the game, or do you not like it? Let me know. You guys take it easy, okay? Bye.